Hello everyone, welcome to Miss Lee's class. Today we're going to review exponent laws. So do you remember we learned exponent laws in grade 9? So we're going to review it. Okay, so what's the meaning of 3 to the power of 4? Do you guys remember the meaning? You repeat multiplying 3 how many times? 3 times. So you don't multiply 3 times 4. You need to repeat multiplying 4 times. Then it becomes 81. 3 to the power of 4 is 81. So recall the vocab x. This is called base, and n. This is called exponent. All right. Example: -2 bracket to the power of 4. So everyone, when you have an exponent exponents only apply to the base directly in front of it. So what's the base here? The base is the bracket and 4 is the exponent. So you repeat multiplying -2 4 times. Okay, so you repeat multiplying negative sign 4 times. Then is that positive or negative? It is positive. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. What if we multiply -2 3 times? Is that negative or positive? So when you have negative sign, when you have odd number of negative sign, then that becomes negative. When you have even number of negative sign, then that is positive. So it's -8. What about this one? What's the base? Base is always the number directly in front of the exponent. Here, negative sign, this is not a base. It's just telling you the sign of 2 to the power of 4. So the base is 2 and the exponent is 4. So remember, the base is always the number directly in front of the exponent. So here, you have exponent and the base is here. All right, then you repeat multiplying 2 4 times. So leave the negative sign in front of the number, and you repeat multiplying 2 4 times. Then that becomes -16. Again, this is really important when you have exponents only apply to the base directly in front of it. Negative sign is not directly in front of it, so you don't repeat the negative sign. You only repeat 2. In this case, because bracket is around -2, so we repeat the whole bracket. But in this case, you only repeat 2 4 times. Here, you have negative sign here, and you repeat multiplying the bracket because the bracket is directly in front of the exponent. So you repeat multiplying the bracket 4 times. And that becomes -16 because you have how many negative signs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negative signs. And that is an odd number. That is an odd number, so that is -16. Review summary of the exponent's law. So last year we learned exponent laws. Not sure if you guys remember it, but let's review this. Okay, product law, when you multiply two powers. Okay, here's an example. When you multiply 8 cubed times by 8 squared, then what do you guys get? That is 8 to the power of 5. Because 8 to the power of 3 is repeat multiplying 8 3 times, and 8 to the power of 2, 8 squared, is repeat multiplying 8 twice. Total, that is 8 to the power of 5. So you simply add those two exponents. So the formula will be a to the power of m plus n. Here, what is this going to be? A to the power of 5. This one, you have bracket, negative sign inside of the bracket, to the power of 6. And that is, you repeat multiplying the bracket 6 times. The negative sign is repeated 6 times. Then that becomes positive. So that will be a to the power of 6. Look at this. A cubed times a squared. A. So what's the exponent here? It's 1. 1 is hiding. If there's no exponent, you can just consider that there is a hidden 1. Okay, then a to the power of 3 plus 1 plus 2. And that is a to the power of 6. Next, quotient law. Quotient law, before we do this, let's look at the example first. So I have a to the power of 3. Let's use the division bar. A squared. Then everyone, you repeat multiplying 8 3 times and 8 2 times, and now you can cancel. And what you get is 8 over 1, which is same as 8 to the power of 1. Is that right? So basically, when you divide two powers, you subtract 3 minus 2. You do 3 minus 2, which is a to the power of 1. So when you multiply two powers, you add the exponent. And when you divide two powers, you subtract the exponent. Here's the formula. That will be a m minus n. Okay. Again, when there's no exponent, 1 is hiding. So a to the power of 3 minus 1. That is a squared. Negative sign is not repeated. It's not repeated because you have 6 here, the exponent here, and directly in front of it, you have a. So negative will not be repeated. And a to the power of 6. Division, subtraction, minus 3. And that will be negative a to the power of 3. Okay, next, a to the power of 3 minus 2, and you have multiplication plus 4. So when you have division, you subtract. When you have multiplication, you add. That will be a to the power of 5. Power of a product law. To do this, I want you to look at the example again. 8 times 7 to the power of 3. So directly in front of the exponent, you have a bracket. So you're just repeat multiplying the bracket 3 times. Then now, how many 8s do you have? You have 3 8s and 3 7. 8 cubed times 7 cubed. So basically, you can just expand 3 inside the bracket. So when you have a power of a product, you can simply expand the exponent into the bracket like this. Here, a cubed, b cubed. This one, 2 squared, b squared. 2 squared is 4b squared. And I have 3 here. So you have to count how many items do you have, inside the bracket. Negative is a one single item. 2, x squared, and y cubed. So negative will be repeated 3 times, so negative stays negative. 2 will be repeated 3 times. X squared will be repeated 3 times. Then you multiply. So when you have this, you have to multiply. You multiply the exponent. Then that is 6. Y cubed will be repeated 3 times. Then you multiply 3 times 3. Then that is 9. So this is power of a product. Power of a quotient. So you can just simply 8 cubed divided by 7 cubed. So here the formula will be a to the power of m, b to the power of m. Alright, this one, you have to count the items you have. Here, 2 cubed, a cubed, you can just expand 3 inside the bracket to every single item. Like this. Then 8, a cubed, 27, b cubed. Next, power of a power law. 8 cubed, bracket square. That means you repeat multiplying 8 cubed twice. Then you add those up. When you multiply 2 powers, you add them up. That becomes 8 to the power of 6. So when you have a power of a power, you multiply 3 and 2. 8 to the power of 6. That is why, since this and this is also power of a power, that is why you multiplied 2 and 3 and you got 6 here. And same thing, 3 and 3 multiply it, you get 9. So it's a power of power as well. Here, so the formula will be a m times n, power of a power. Then this will be a to the power of 3 times 2, which is 6. 0 exponent law. Something to the power of 0 is always 1. So a to the power of 0 is 1. Here, I have 0 exponent, and this one directly applies to the base directly in front of it. So 0 applies to the base only, not 2. So 2 will stay there. And 0 applies to the bracket. So something to the power of 0 is always 1. That will be 2 times 1. The answer is 2. A to the power of 0, 1. But negative a to the power of 0. 0 exponent applies to the number directly in front of it. So negative will stay there. A to the power of 0 is 1. So that is negative 1. Now I want you to move to the practice questions. So I want you to try these questions by yourself. I'm gonna post the answer key online. I want you to look at the answer key and I want you to check the answer and correct your wrong answer. Alright? Thanks for watching, everyone.